Hello everyone, this is Rare Mod Reviews here, and today we have the SH Figuarts Krillin Battle Clothes. So this is actually a P-Bandai release. I'm not sure how old it is. I'm going to assume this is rather new because online it was mentioning coming soon on a bunch of different uh, premium figures they're going to be releasing from the Frieza saga of Dragon Ball Z. So I already mentioned before, but Krillin is my favorite character from the Dragon Ball Z series. So I just had to pick this guy up when I seen it. This is actually my first figure from the Figuarts line, but they have a ton of them, so I'm gonna assume they're good. And I guess that's what we're here to piece together. So straight off the bat, the colors on this thing are amazing. I'm not sure if it's gonna be able to, there we go, yeah. Yeah, it's like, it has like this glossy coat on the armor here, which I really love. Looks really good. The overall details on everything are good. Like you see little muscles there. The little parts they have for articulation purposes don't detract from the detail much, which is good. And you can just tell just like from the expressions on the face, like this thing looks like it jumped straight off the screen. So I'm very impressed by the way he looks. Just the proportions and everything just looks perfect. Now, with Krillin being a shorter character, I was concerned about articulation because when the show first came out and they had action figures for these things, usually the shorter characters would always suffer from articulation just because their stature makes it a little hard for them to be articulated. But nonetheless, we're going to go straight into articulation and see how he stacks up. So we're going to go with the head here and how natural that is. He can move an exorcist style, decent look down. There is no like, it's a slight, I guess you call that a chicken head movement there. Head can move slightly side to side, simulate some neck crack poses or what have you there. Shoulder armor can actually move up, which is very good because the arm articulation would be severely hindered if couldn't. Actually, I'll keep this moved up. You can have a 360 at the shoulder there. And what's really cool, I didn't see this coming, it actually has that movement similar to like what Gundam models have. So this actually will help out a lot with like cross arm poses and whatnot. I could do better with that, but you get where I'm going with that. The arm, I guess that's kind of a double joint. I wish this moved up a little bit more, but it's not bad nonetheless. Can actually move at the shoulder there as well, hand 360. It has a wiggle at the wrist as well. And I know some of you guys are going to be asking about it. But first, I just want to show you. There is some, doesn't have much of an app crunch, but yeah, there's some shoulder rocking. But these are more of a relaxed hands, I'm pretty sure. But for those curious, thanks to the amazing articulation, you can have him kind of put his hands into like a Kamehameha wave pose here. Like I said, these aren't the ones that's supposed to be for the Kamehameha, but we'll get into that later when we go to accessories. So the waist armor can move up like this, but he can't quite do a split. It's close, but you know, not quite there. This thing does not like that focus. Anyway, let me see. There's some 360 in the waist here. The legs here actually has a wide range of movement. So as you can see, not bad, not bad at all. Again, the legs, much like the arms, he can't quite touch the back of his legs and whatnot. I don't know why this thing does not like to focus. But again, decent movement. As you can see, the toe can move there too. Move at the ankle here, 360. I got a little nervous about doing that for a second. But yeah, for the most part, I think that's it for articulation. I don't think I've missed anything really. Now, we're going to go with accessories straight off the bat. I guess I'll get arguably what is the lamest one out of the way first. I get him to stand up. That's the only thing. These tiny feet, it makes it a little hard for him to stand. But we actually have the 1-star Dragon Ball. And I think this might be different than the Shinran version of the Dragon Balls, because this is, I believe his name is Porunga. No, or is it Luminous? One of those. The Namekian dragon. So I swear there's some sort of magnetic effect on this thing because he holds this Dragon Ball up surprisingly well. Like I think you can do it in one hand too. I swore I've done it in one hand as well. Could be wrong, but Yeah, maybe not, but still, it's cool that's there. But you know, it's nothing too crazy. I don't know what to do with this thing now. Actually, I put it where I had it before. I'm stupid. But he actually also has a wide assortment of hands, faces, and yeah, I'm not surprised that happened. So these are ones that actually came with him out of the box. The fists. I'm only going to put one in because we're going to be here all day otherwise. So as you see here, thanks to all these different hands and the great articulation, there's a lot you can do with this guy here. I actually still kind of have these in a little container here just because I wanted to make it easier to keep track of these accessories. So bear with me if it takes a little bit to get them out. But he has 2 karate chop hands. Actually, I think these are supposed to be like energy blast hands. At least on the box, they showed them off. It looked like he was doing like a blast type pose with it. Let me see if I can simulate it. Now, the box showed him moving his wrist a bit better than this. I don't know if maybe I'm not holding it right, but I guess if you get where I'm going, you know, it's to kind of be him like shooting a ki blast. But I'm gonna take off these last. Well, actually no, this is actually another set of hands, but I'll show those off at the end of the review when I give my final verdicts. So there's actually one more set after this one. I just wanna, this will go hand in hand with the next thing I'm gonna do here, but maybe I have no. Anyway, so he actually has these hands here, and these are actually supposed to be for recreating the solar flare effect. And then these go hand in hand with the next accessory we're gonna go to, so don't scream here. I'm gonna pop Krillin's head off. The one thing I'm gonna mention is he has multiple heads. It wasn't supposed to fall over, by the way. Bear with how creepy that looks. But the multiple heads came on these little literal sticks here. Yes, the heads were on sticks. But when I was first looking at the box, I thought you were supposed to maybe open the body up and put the heads on like that, but I think these were just to hold it up. And again, I thought that was a little strange that they did that. But no, those are just to hold it. You're supposed to just replace the heads like so. And one thing I noticed right off the bat, some of these heads, the neck doesn't, or I should say the head doesn't go in all the way down. So as you can see at this head, he has like a long neck. But if I'm doing this right, you know, you can kind of have him put his hands over his face there, you know, for the solar flare type effect. So I thought that was pretty neat. And again, there's like 5 different heads for him. So you also have, I'm sure you guys will recognize this one from the unboxing. See, you notice like with this one, like the head goes in a bit more. But yeah, this is kind of his neutral pose, I guess you'd call that. And then we also have, you know, a more serious Krillin here. And see, as you see this one, the head sinks in all the way. It's just like so weird. I guess some of them, they made it like that because like you see with the solar flare one, it's supposed to like, he's kind of like screaming, you know, like he's in pain or something. Like this is another one. Like he's in a long neck. I guess again, so you kind of have more expressive, you know, have his head up more by him having a longer neck. So you can look down more. And if you want to have like kind of a pose, I'm getting knocked back, you know, I guess it makes sense. So the long neck, I guess, kind of works out. If you guys want to look at a bit of a back look. So you see it kind of does poke out that little end there. You're getting the wrong angles, but anywho. So this is going to be the last accessories, I guess you say, of this thing. And this is going to be a bit of a doozy, so bear with me. So he has multiple sections of his armor that can come off. Some of them come off easier than the others. So you have the chest plate there. You can take off and you can replace it with this one. I think this is actually the one that came on with it. Yeah, because one thing I hated about the other one, it doesn't stay flush with the armor. So if you guys want to look back at the video, check it out, you notice this one's a lot more flush than the other one. You have this chest piece here. You just push down the bottom of the chest and you can remove that. And then you can replace it with a piece here where he's got like a hole in the armor, which again was from when Frieza charged him with his horns. And this is the doozy right here. I hate this back piece. The other ones come off pretty easy, but this back piece, the only way I've been able to get it out is by getting like my X-Acto knife here and kind of prying it out, which I hate doing, by the way, because this is gonna mark up the kit. You also kind of have to angle this thing as well. But there you go. As you see, you kind of pry off that piece there. I really wish they made an easier way for this to come off, so I do not like having to do that. It's one thing to need, like, you know, some whatchamacallit, tweezers to get something open, but I need to get something as sharp as an X-Acto knife to get that open. Again, I'm marking up the back of that thing every time I do that. And again, I'm just not much of a fan of that, but as you can see, the results are nice though. You get the nice effect of, again, Frieza just charged him with his, impaled him really with his horns. So I'm pretty sure Krillin died from that. And I'm gonna go switch out these hands, as I promised. I'm gonna show off the last set of hands. So I'm gonna drop them for a second. I don't feel like trying to stand them up. But again, yeah, these are the Kamehameha wave hands here. So we're gonna replace those. And thankfully these come out pretty easy. Nice secure snap on, and again, it's not like you gotta rip them off, so that's nice. I'm gonna have to replace this head because this looks crazy. I'll do the angry Krillin head. So again, as you see there, you could have him doing a Kamehameha wave. Now this didn't come with the kit, but I ironically had it. If you guys remember my unboxing, the other unboxing before this one, I'm gonna do a review on it, but this came from the Earth Ring Forgot Gundam set there. So it said this is for a humanoid figure, so I wanted to see if this would work. I actually didn't test this before, but it should work. This thing's pretty tight, yeah. It's a matter of this thing being able to hold them up, really. There we go. So perfect. So if you could get something like this, this will hold him up. And again, if you know Dragon Ball Z, you know the show is well known for their amazing airborne fight scenes and whatnot. So being able to get something like this to hold him up in the air, this needs screws to tighten it, by the way. That's why it's drooping so much. I didn't tighten it as much as I could have. But as you can see there, when you get him in the air, not only does it change the poses you can do, but also, you know, it helps with that standing problem. He can stand, as you've seen, it's just he drops a lot as well. So overall, besides the slight hiccups I have with this thing with the back piece here being a pain to get on and off, and the standing issues, the articulation not being quite as good as I was hoping, again, it still looks amazing, still poses just fine. I mean, again, that little mechanism, how natural it looks, still helps out a lot with poses. So you can't argue with what you're getting here. This thing wasn't too expensive, I believe. I think it might have been like $50 or so. There's actually a lot more expensive ones from Bandai when it comes to these Dragon Ball Z figures. Like I can already spoil right now, this isn't going to be the last one of these you guys are going to see. I took a big gamble with these things, and I have plenty of them coming. One of which I've mentioned numerous times in reference to Krillin. So if you guys caught on to what I was saying, you'll know what will be coming soon. So again, stay tuned for more of these DBZ figures if you like what you see here, or you're just overall interested in them. And who knows, I might look into those Figuarts one too, because those are actual model kits. So I'd love to see how those things look next to these guys. And while we're on the topic of how he looks next to these guys, we're gonna do some size comparisons. If I can stand him up. And again, though, if you guys didn't quite get what I was saying, I do recommend them straight off the bat. I know I just said that because I'm biased about Krillin. This thing is actually impressing me, and I think it can breathe a sigh of relief knowing I didn't spend hundreds of dollars on these things and they're gonna suck. So as I said before during my unboxing, we have another iconic Toonami anime figure here, and that's the Tallgeese. So, I mean, it's a giant robot, but regardless, as you see, he towers over Krillin. This is a NECA figure. This is going to be Jason Voorhees. He towers over all of them. And just for the heck of it, We're gonna throw in the Green Lantern here. This is from the Batman cartoon show that came out years ago. Had him lying around, so obviously everyone's just gonna be towering over Krillin because he's a bit of a shorty. But yeah, that's it for this review here, guys. Once again, this is Rare Modder Reviews here. Like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next review.